Good morning, friends. Time to check in with my mood meter. Today, I'm happy. I am happy because it's almost Halloween, and I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love getting all that candy, and I'm wearing my orange shirt because I'm going to be a crayon this year. How are you feeling? Don't forget to check in with your feelings every day and tell Mom and Dad all about it and why. Today, I'm going to read you a story called Where the Wild Things Are. Written and illustrated by Maurice Sendak. Yes, he wrote the words and he drew the pictures. Today, while I'm reading this story, I want you to think about the little boy in this character. His name is Max. I want you to think about, would I want to be his friend? We're going to talk about his character trait, how he acts on the inside, how I would describe him. Okay, so without any further, before we begin, we need to know some new words. We're going to learn 3 new words. Mischief. Let's look at this page here. The little boy in the story, Max, he is dressed up in a wolf outfit, and he's chasing his dog around the house with a fork. He's getting into trouble, a lot of mischief. So mischief means to misbehave. And another word we're going to learn is rompus. That's right, say rompus. Rompus, good. Rompus means like a wild parade where you jump around and you make a lot of noise and just be silly. Let me show you a page of a rompus. Oh, this page right here. That's called a rompus. It's almost like a parade. And the last word I want to teach you is called gnashed. Gnashed. The monsters in this story, or the wild things, they gnash their terrible teeth. That means they pretty much show their terrible teeth. Gnashed. Let's clap that out. Gnashed. That's right, 1 syllable. All right, so now those are 3 new words. Mischief, rompus, and gnashed. When you hear those words, put that thumb up. Here we go. Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. That's right, mischief means misbehave. Look at him. He has a hammer in his hand, and he's building forts, and he's standing on top of books. And another, there he is, chasing his dog with a fork. That's not very nice. His mother called him, "Wild thing!" And Max said, "I'll eat you up." My goodness, he said that to his mom? So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Oh, let's zoom in on his face. He is very upset. He got sent to his room. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. So Max's imagination, a forest is growing in his room. And it grew. Ooh. And it grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world around him. Wow, that definitely looks like a jungle. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. Look, his name's on his little boat too. What an imagination. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Ooh, that must be one there. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. They gnashed their terrible teeth. That's right, gnashed. And he rolled their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws. Ooh, they are scary looking. Till Max said, "Be still!" And he tamed them all with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. Look at that, the wild things are afraid of Max, because he stared into their eyes without blinking. And he made him king of all the wild things. Now Max is king of all of them. And now, cried Max, let the wild rompus start. That's right, rompus means wild parade. Look at this. There's no words, but you look at those pictures. Jumping up and down, making some wild noises. They're screaming. They're hanging on vines. They're swinging through the forest. Still no more words, but there's Max on their back leading the way. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. That sounds familiar. And Max, the king of all the wild things, were lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Where could that be? Then all around, from far away, across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. Excuse me. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go! We'll eat you up! We love you so!" And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved, "Goodbye. He's had enough. He's done. See ya." And he sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. Supper means his dinner. Wow, look at his face. He's like, "Oh, it's still there." And it was still hot. Wow, do you think he went to where he was loved the most? That's right, home, where his mom is. And his mom just wants to teach him a lesson that you shouldn't be misbehaving and running around the house chasing your dog with a fork. And is calling his mom, telling his mom, "I'll eat you up." That was very fresh. So his mom, even though he's mischievous, he's full of mischief, his mom still loves him. So there you go. That was called Where the Wild Things Are. Now let's do some work. Remember, I asked you to think about what kind of person is Max. Would you like to be Max's friend? Well, here he is. At first I was like, no, he is very rude. He was rude because he told his mom, "I'm going to eat you up." And he was chasing his poor dog with a fork. So I thought he was rude. But then I was like, you know what? He is a very adventurous boy. He likes to go on adventures. So do I. In his mind, he went off in a boat. He sailed away. He met some wild things. He had a wild rumpus. He was also very brave. He was brave. He tamed those monsters by looking into their eyes. So you know what? Even though he was kind of rude and actually mischievous, full of mischief, I thought he was very adventurous and brave. And he just made a little mistake. He was probably bored. Let's think about the mistake he made. What could he have done differently on this page here? And maybe he wouldn't have got sent to bed without any supper. Right here, when Mom said, right here, his mother called him "wild thing," and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without anything. Let's see, what could he have done so he wouldn't be sent to bed without anything? Let's find out. That's right. He could apologize. He could have said, "I'm sorry, Mom, I'm just bored." Maybe Mom just didn't realize she's too busy doing things. He just wants to play. Or he could have been wild and maybe just play outside, but not chase his dog with a fork, but just get your sillies outside in a wild open area. Maybe ask your friend next door to play with you. Or he can maybe play a calmer game in the house. Maybe play with his dog, but do like a little roll a ball to your dog, and your dog maybe roll it back. Just be a little calmer inside the house. Games should be a little bit more calmer so you don't break things, okay? All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed our story today of Where the Wild Things Are. And I hope you're all excited about Halloween coming up. Before we go, let's talk about let's do our feeling song. Remember, you can get this on Lakeshore, your own moon meter. Do you know about self-awareness? Do you know what makes you sad? Do you know what makes you happy? Do you know what makes you mad? Do you know how to calm yourself, make others feel better too? Do you know how to forgive them and say you're sorry too? If you answered yes, you're a star student at their best. Do you know about self-awareness? Have a good day.